World Cup will kick off in Qatar. It is the first major tournament after the pandemic. It is the first time it will be played in the Middle East as well. And I can assure you that Qatar and FIFA have prepared everything to ensure everyone is welcome for a big celebration, and you are obviously all most welcome. And it must be said as well that Qatar made significant reforms over the last few years, also thanks to the World Cup. As a consequence of that, for example, hundreds of thousands of workers enjoy better conditions than some years ago. So 3 million fans will fill the stadiums, and 5 billion people, more than half of the world population, will watch the games on TV. Entire countries will come to a standstill. Now, dear leaders, you are, of course, representing the largest economies in the world. So let me say one word about economics and football. Because you might not know that the global football GDP is almost 300 billion US dollars. And whilst 90% of the fan base of football is outside of Europe, 70% of this global football GDP is produced within Europe. So just imagine the potential for the global economy if the rest of the world would produce even half of what Europe generates in relative terms, and its impact on their respective GDPs all over the world. This would add another 200 or 300 billion in global football GDP. It would add 3 to 4 million jobs for a global football GDP of $500 billion or more US dollars, and this would contribute certainly to narrowing the income gap and growing global wealth, which are yours and also FIFA's priorities. But of course, football is, as you all know, much more than just an economy. Football is also much more than just a sport. It has a huge social impact. You all know what football means to your people, to your countries. It is about passion, it is about inclusion, it is about tolerance, it is about non-discrimination, and it is about education. Football is an investment in our children for our future. And football, of course, as sports, unites the world. And because football unites the World Cup is an occasion to bring people together in peace, enjoy something deeply needed in the turbulent times we live in. 7 months ago in Doha, at the occasion of the World Cup draw, when the world was watching, I made a plea for peace on behalf of the global football community. Today, 5 days before the start of that World Cup, I reiterate that plea. Football is a force for good. Of course, we are not naive to believe that football can solve the world's problems. For this, you are there. We know that our main focus as a sports organization is and should be sports. But because football unites the world, this particular World Cup, with 5 billion people watching it, can be the trigger for a positive gesture, for a sign or a message of hope. Dear leaders, Russia hosted the last World Cup in 2018. Ukraine is bidding to host the World Cup in 2030. Maybe that the current World Cup starting in 5 days can really be that positive trigger. So my plea to all of you is to think on a temporary ceasefire for 1 month for the duration of the World Cup, or at least the implementation of some humanitarian corridors or anything that could lead to the resumption of dialogue as a first step to peace. You are the world leaders. You have the ability to influence the course of history. Football and the World Cup are offering you and the world a unique platform of unity and peace all over the world. So let's take this opportunity to do everything we can to start putting an end to all conflicts. Thank you very much. And this is the official ball of the World Cup. Every one of you will receive such a ball with your name on it, so make sure you get it. And in the meantime, if you don't mind, I would like to ask everyone to sign maybe this particular ball, and then together with President Widodo, we can decide what we do with it. Thank you for your attention, and have a great day, and thank you for everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Infantino. Sports is
Dan saudara, breaking news Kompas TV terkait dengan G20 bersama saya Muhammad Syareza hari ini, di mana Presiden Joko Widodo tadi kita melihat bersama membuka konferensi tingkat tinggi G20 sekitar pukul 9 pagi tadi. Barusan saja kita melihat Presiden FIFA Gianni Infantino telah memberikan pemaparannya dan membahas terkait dengan Piala Dunia Qatar 2022. Dan saudara, dalam pidato pembukaannya tadi, Presiden Joko Widodo meminta perang dihentikan. Dan kita ketahui saudara bahwa puncak KTT G20 hari ini sejumlah pejabat dari berbagai negara telah tiba sejak kemarin, dan hari ini Presiden FIFA Gianni Infantino juga telah memaparkan terkait dengan bahas Piala Dunia Qatar 2022. Dan informasi terkait G20 masih akan kami hadirkan untuk Anda di program-program di Kompas TV selanjutnya. Saya Muhammad Syareza akan kembali hadir dalam program Sapa Indonesia Siang untuk Anda sesaat lagi.